All right, welcome to duel number 1 here for the Sonic Cup series. We currently have two drivers that are locked in to the 500, and I believe only one of them is starting in this race. Yes, Paul Menard up here in the '07. But as we go through here, we got our front row driver of Denny Hamlin not competing for any spots today. Ryan Blaney hoping to keep that up front as he won the 500 last season and he's looking to go back and get it back-to-back times in this season. We got Kevin Logs. Kevin Logs moving to Dodge Motorsport, his own team, Jasper Dodge Motorsport. And after quite a few seasons with Penske, I believe he has never raced for his team, his own team. So we'll be able to see exactly how it goes for him this season. And to his outside is one of his drivers, Tyler Reddick. Then we got back here in the third row, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., which not too much of a surprise here for super speedways. And on his outside is Daniel Suarez, who is still racing for Red Bull. And row 4 holds the pair is Seth Heyman and Josh Berry, the two currently best drivers on Badger Motorsport, owned by Seth Heyman. In row 5, you got another teammate matchup of Christopher Bell and Myatt Snyder for Joe Gibbs Racing. And then behind them, you got Austin Cindric and Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher moving from Knight Motorsport over to David Don Motorsport, seeing how well he can do in good equipment this season. Then behind him, you got, Knight Motorsports, Samuel Jones. Knight Motorsports seems to always do really good here at these plate checks, and especially if there are teammates, they find each other and they work together very, very well. And there's the third driver for Badger Motorsport there, still racing for them. And then behind them, another teammate matchup. Once again, it's Dodge Motorsport of Ty Gibbs, and on his outside is Kyle Larson. Behind them, Paul Menard not having to worry about advancing to the 500 as he did that in qualifying, being the second highest of the part-time drivers to try to qualify into this race. And on the outside of him is Carson Hocevar racing for Hendrick Motorsports, his second season with them. See if he can get a better season here than he did last season for his rookie season. And behind them is Matt DiBenedetto, if racing for Knight Motorsport. Knight Motorsport has just picked up Matt DiBenedetto. Been a while since he's been here in the Cup Series. And then to his outside is Wally Waldo. Wally Waldo is hoping to carry the team of Penske this season, it seems, if Joey Logano can't. And behind them is the three. The three trying to qualify to the 500. Give me 1 second. All right, we are back. So out of these three, you got Max Verstappen, and then David Don on his outside, and behind them, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Only one driver advances. And that will create a, I believe, 41 car field for the 500. So get ready here. It's going to be 30 laps here at Daytona, deciding where you start into the 500 and deciding if you qualify to the 500. So this season we have double file restarts, and we also have no collision under cautions and pit stops, I do believe. All right, so heading into turn 4. These drivers take the green flag for duel number 1. Let's see how far they can make it before a crash. Pace cars in. And it's green flag as Denny Hamlin leads us. As they slowly get up to speed here. Looks like it's going to turn into more of a single file possibly here at the start. Most drivers going with Denny Hamlin there on the bottom. As Stenhouse, the only one helping Ryan Blaney up top. Got 3 wide back there already. Here comes Kevin Logs. Looking to the inside of Danny Hamlin now. The outside, good on those straightaways though. And maybe not enough cars down low, but Kevin Logs is able to get enough of a run to at least get his bumper out. Doesn't seem like there's going to be a big enough field for that outside to work as well as they want it to, but it's able to stick. Kevin Logs looking to lead his first lap here with Jasper Dodge, his own team. As Denny Hamlin takes it just by a hundredth of a second. We got Joe Gibbs back here. Joe Gibbs usually, when they get together, work well together, but they don't have as many cars they would need, really, in the duels, as they are completely split in half, as we almost had 3 wide going into turn 3. So Kevin Logs out to the lead, will lead his first laps here with his own team. Ryan Blaney slots into third. So if we take a break from the front and go to the rear, looks like these 3 are barely able to stick in the draft as of the moment. Currently Max Verstappen making it in, while Junior brings out the rear. Paul Menard, the only part-time driver to actually be able to keep up in the draft really well. Back up front, we got Daniel Suarez making a move on Kevin Logs. Oh, he got cars going down low. Almost having a wreck there already. Great save by Barry, especially to keep it off of Ryan Blaney. That slows the pack down a little bit. The top four able to pull away, and Daniel Suarez able to pull away from the three behind him. So as they get back together now, trying to get that low line going again. So yeah, now completely losing the draft. So it might be a complete all-out war for that spot to get into the 500. So that high side seems to be working really well for these drivers with the only 7-car pack. But here comes the rest. I believe drivers should have to make one pit stop here in the duels. We've got Blaney going for a third now. Yes, here they come. Actually, it's going to be more than one pit stop if they're pitting on lap 8. So hopefully that doesn't bring out any caution here. So Max Verstappen, the only part-time driver. The only part-time driver to stay out. Kevin Logs has just lost these three. These three went behind him. That's not going to be good for Kevin Logs. That might be quite a bit of time gain for these three here, though, if done right. They got drivers exiting here. It is very separated on the exit. Got drivers nearly battling for position there. As Dale Jr. has found his way up behind Denny Hamlin. David Don finding his way up to, actually, this is just a little bit ahead. Tyler Reddick has fallen back. Chris Buescher fell back. We got these other drivers in pit road right now. Will Max Verstappen hold on to that part-time lead here? And who is going to be our leader? It looks like it's still going to be Daniel Suarez. But at this rate, it looks like they might have to make 2 or 3 pit stops, so that's going to have to be fixed. So the battle for the lead goes on, I believe, between these two. Yes, Seth Heyman to the lead as he dove under Daniel Suarez. Kevin Logs holding third. Ryan Blaney got Snyder. So let's see where they are now. Dale Jr. lost them. Dale Jr. currently holds that spot to make the 500. Verstappen second. David Dunn on a pack of 4. While the others are all on their own. Maybe in the draft of the ones in front of them. But very separated now here in the duel. And it looks like Daniel Suarez is going back for that lead. So here we go. That pack already caught up to Max Verstappen, and Max Verstappen is going to make sure to block David Dunn on the high side. Make sure he does not lose second. Because if anything happens to Dale Jr., I mean, he even staying ahead of David Dunn gives him just the better chance to make that 500. So with the packs being just so separated, it's pretty unlikely that we will see a caution here in duel number 1. We almost saw one in this duel, but Josh Berry managed to save it. They're still too wide for that lead. Chris Buescher is just in the very back now. So Dale Jr. don't know how he. I mean, he wasn't in the pack, but now they're all together here again. So it's a pack of 6 now. At this, they should be able to mostly keep up with the drivers they are with and start to catch up, make up positions. So that second pack now, 7 cars, while the front 2 are still only 2 cars. 3.92, and it is not shrinking. Top 2 are just that fast. Let's go back to that battle. Dale Jr. still leads them, but David Dunn on that low side is going to take it from Dale Jr. As they're starting to catch up to the... How they might be catching up to those 3 cars in front of them, really. So it looks like, is there going to be any time gain this time? Yes, there will. There will be time gained on the 2 cars up front. But also with that possible 1, maybe 2 more pit stops this race could mix it up. So it's a battle between Dale Jr. and David Dunn at the moment. Max Verstappen trying to ride behind and not lose the draft here. So they almost went 3 wide there. So major difference there. The top 2 not holding the same lap times as that they were. The pack of 7 catching them pretty fast now. As we are halfway through this race. They seem to be battling more now, but here comes the pit stops. The second pit stops. There will probably be 3 pit stops this race. So it seems like quite a few drivers actually stayed out from the up front. So Max Verstappen, once again, the only part-time driver to not pit that time, and he is going to be all by himself And he also got slowed down there as they were entering pit road. So Max Verstappen could likely be out of competition here. Chris Buescher, he might end up going a lap down here in duel number 1. And here comes Ryan Blaney, Stenhouse, and Cindric. It's going to be Logs to Benedetto and Snyder to stay out. Very separated at the moment. We'll see what kind of looks like here. David Don, 3-car gap to Dale Jr. And here comes Max Verstappen down pit road. So once again, Daniel Suarez out with that lead. Kyle Larson has managed to get up to 3rd. And here's our leaders now pitting the 3 leaders down pit road. Ty Gibbs coming down. So I don't know if there's enough. I mean, it's still going to come down to that last pit stop, how it goes. Actually, Chris Buescher has some heavy damage. Let's take a look at what happened here. Oh, this is from pit road. So contact in pit road here on the green. It's only yellow flag that is turned off. Looks like, yep, right out into Josh. Actually, not out into Josh Berry, but he just got slammed in the door by Josh Berry, who was entering his pit box, and then went on to smack Stenhouse in the rear. Some possible damage to those 3 there. Obvious damage to Buescher. So it's out in the lead right now. It says 39, so Logs is out in the lead. Logs managed to get out in the lead with that pit stop strategy, and he might be able to keep it up there. No, he won't. Daniel Suarez is able to get around him. So Stenhouse, even with getting hit in the rear by Josh, or not by Josh Berry, by Chris Buescher, he is still able to keep it up here and up in 2nd at the moment. So it's a pack of 3 with Kevin Logs, Stenhouse, and Daniel Suarez. Then you got a single car and a pack of 4 behind them. So let's take a check. David Don running 19th with a good gap on Max Verstappen. Where did Dale Jr. go? Dale Jr. losing the draft of Max Verstappen and Tyler Reddick. So Dale Jr. possibly going to have to come down to this final pit stop. Racing for that lead. Stenhouse going for it with 10 to go. 3 cars with 10 to go. I doubt these 5 will be able to catch up to them outside of pit road. Oh, there is a big pack going on back here. Denny Hamlin trying to get lined up with Christopher Bell. Get with the Joe Gibbs teammate. So actually there is 3 Joe Gibbs drivers in this race, with Snyder being a little further up in one of the main packs. So Kevin Law is the current leader. If they do pit again, it's going to be pretty close to the end, and hopefully it doesn't come down to fuel mileage. But if they are able to stay out, that basically is guaranteeing David Don a entry to the 500 with no mechanical fire. Because Max Verstappen's still stuck trying to work with Tyler Reddick. And Dale Jr. just alone, not able to catch up to anyone. So up front is Kevin Logs, Suarez, and Stenhouse. Logs here trying to get his first win on his team. Not an official win, but a dual win still. So it's now 5 cars here, and see how much they can catch. We got a huge pack behind them going on. And still nothing to change here. No, pit stop. Daniel Suarez is going to enter pits early. See if from anyone from here. No one from the 5 cars right here pit. That's going to be possibly good for them. A good chance for them to gain a lot of time. And this group's had Jones, Waldo, and Larson. Got these 3 pitting behind them. Max Verstappen once again staying out. He's not going to be, no one's going to be able to stay out to the end here, though. Here comes Stenhouse Pero. Kevin Logs is going to stay out another lap. Let's see how that benefits him. Cindric, the only car from these 5 to come down pit road this lap. And Ty Gibbs, the only one to stay out in the pack behind them. So final pit stops. This is a very crucial moment. Decide if you make the 500, where you qualify for the 500. So Daniel Suarez, the provisional leader. Or Kevin Logs. So Kevin Log is down pit road. Let's see how this strategy goes his way. Got these 4 coming down pit road with him. Samuel Jones, he's going to stay out, but I believe, yeah, he already pit. Here comes Ty Gibbs. So Paul Menard, Carson Hoster find each other. David Dunn not able to keep up with them under pit stops there. But Tyler Reddick quickly behind him. Dell Jr. is right behind, not right behind, but behind. Not within draft distance. Let's see how it goes for Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen is on track right now. Here comes Carson Hocevar, Paul Menard. Did that late strategy work here at the end? It's 5 to go. He's not able to get up to enough speed. Well, if he blocks them, he might. No, he will not be able to block them. Too much speed from Carson Hocevar and Paul Menard right there. He's going to try and slot back down. Almost dooring Paul Menard. Things might just be going Max Verstappen's way here at the end. A great pit stop from Max Verstappen to try and make to the 500 here. And nothing that David Dunn can do about it. Dale Jr. way in the back. Kevin Logs out with a huge lead. It is Mike Snyder who is up there challenging them this time. With 3 to go, a single car cannot hold the speed that 3 cars can. And they got another pack behind them of Matt Benedetto, Seth Thaman, and Ryan Blaney. So we go back up front catching. Kevin Logs pretty fast. And Max Verstappen is able to keep up with these two. So here we go, racing for those rows at Daytona, the 500 qualifying. Each spot is a whole row. And Stenhouse possibly trying to make a 3 wide. Snyder behind them, and it looks like it's going to be a 5-car, maybe a 5-car battle. No, I don't think they'll be able to catch up. And Snyder is also losing it right now. Checking this. Yes, Max Verstappen likely going to be the part-time driver from this duel to make it into the 500. Kevin Logs, white flag. Here comes Suarez to the inside. Stenhouse is going to go with Suarez here on the backstretch. Kevin Logs hold off Daniel Suarez. Take this dual win. On that outside, Suarez is going to block. Suarez is going to win duel number 1. Kevin Logs is going to get second. And Myatt Snyder fourth. Got a battle going on between Jones and Gibbs up here. That outside not going to get enough run for Gibbs. And behind them, Max Verstappen in the pack of 4. Max Verstappen will be your part-time driver to make the 500 from this duel. And David Don will possibly be able to fight for that last and 42nd spot in the 500. While Dale Jr. is out of contention for the 500 now. All right, so it's going to be Suarez row 2, Kevin Logs row 3. Stenhouse will take row 4. Let's see, row 5 to Myatt Snyder, row 6 to Seth Taman, row 7 to Ryan Blaney, row 8 to Matt DiBenedetto, and then Denny Hamlin on the front row. So row 9 to Cindric, row 10 to Bell, row 11 to Will Rogers, row 12 to Josh Berry, row 13 to Samuel Jones, row 14 to Ty Gibbs, row 15 to Carson Hocevar, row 16 to Max Verstappen, row 17 to Paul Menard, row 18 to Kyle Larson, row 19 to Wally Waldo. David Don will be attempting one last qualifier to make it to the 500. Only the second place drivers from both part-time in the duels will have a chance. Tyler Reddick takes on row number 20. And that will round out that. Dale Jr. not going to make the 500.